humans! Hello! It's my YouTube anniversary! That's right, on the 15th of June 2013 I uploaded my first video to this channel, and that was my Sisyphus story, which was an audition for the Geek and Sundry Vlogs channel. And I'm pretty happy that I uploaded it, really. Of course, just a little hint from me to you. Wasn't my first ever YouTube video. There may be some extra awkward dancing on a previous channel out there somewhere, just saying. Just saying that might exist, maybe. Maybe. So let's get on with my 1 year anniversary Q&A special! What? Ben Cathcart says, if you could live with any actor for a week, who would it be? I mean, there's honestly like so many who I would just love to live with for a week, because I would sit and talk at them and demand that they tell me their secrets. But I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick, my favorite actor at the moment is Enver Jokai, who was Victor and all the associated characters in the Dollhouse Joss Whedon series. And the man is just incredible, and why isn't he in everything? It distresses me a little bit that he's not in everything, because he's so good. And I really hope I'm saying his name right. Etriri? How did you get interested in mythology, and who makes those cool drawings you used in the vlogs? Stay Ted forever. I will stay Ted forever, because even just this afternoon I was discussing with my siblings how we would remake the Last Airbender films to be good. My earliest memories of enjoying Greek mythology come from playing the Age of Mythology computer game. And the drawings are done by me. I make all the cartoons in my videos. This is one of my art books. Let's see what we have in here. I've got Loki in his beautiful feather dress in pencil there. Yes, there's Wonder Woman punching Pegasus in the face, as every art book cannot be complete without that image, obviously. Is there anything that's not myth related in this book? Oh, there's some Power Rangers redesigns, because I'm a crazy person who is too easily distracted and is currently working on a Power Rangers redesign. Some dinosaurs. Again, I have to admit it's part of my Power Rangers thing. And of course my dragons from the last video. Yes, I do all the cartoons, so thank you for calling them cool. Philip Daniel asks, if you could make any video game that you wanted without worry of finances and consequences, what would you make and what type of features would it have? Let me just tell you, Philip, it's not the kind of answer that you're probably hoping for, but I would honestly just remake the entire Assassin's Creed series from Brotherhood onwards. Everything could have been fantastic from then onwards, but no, they went in the other direction and made everything horrible and abandoned the most perfectly full of potential storyline that I think I have ever seen. The rage. An anonymous person asked on Tumblr, what's the silliest thing you've ever done? And it's kind of hard to choose, because, I mean, you've got things like accepting awards that aren't mine, or standing up on my chair in the middle of maths class to recite a poem I had written about my maths teacher's family's bus service, or basically any of the other things I ever did in high school maths classes. But I think for today, I'm gonna go with the time that I just got bored and started messing around with tinfoil and food coloring and all sorts of things, and I made myself up as a Terminator. And then when I went upstairs and my family saw what I'd been doing all morning, dared me to go across the street and ask for Sarah Connor at one of the houses, and I did. I went across and asked for Sarah Connor, and they giggled and said that she didn't live there, and I told them that I'll be back, and walked away in an appropriately robotic fashion. Rocky Valkyrie says, I know a lot of people talk about American shows and Doctor Who, but are there any Australian shows worth geeking out over? Yes, but at the same time I think that Australian shows, the really great Australian shows that I love, are a different kind of show to the ones that tend to get the most geek interest. So some of my favourite Australian shows are probably Round the Twist, which was a kids show that was on when I was younger, which is pretty scary. The Strange Calls, which I would actually describe as a grown-up Round the Twist. A fairly new show called Old School, which has Sam Neill from Jurassic Park and Brian Brown, and they play a cop and a criminal who are past their prime, who are forced to sort of work together. Mr. and Mrs. Murder, which is a very, very funny crime show, and probably Offspring, which is sort of like a medical drama show, I guess. Dresden, why is your Tumblr called The Lady Spanishes, and do you still Spanish? I have never Spanished. I am incapable of Spanishing and I don't think I will ever be able to Spanish. When I was first putting together my Tumblr, I compiled a list of all these ridiculous pun names that I was considering using for the URL, and there were things like Shakespeare Me or Lord of the Fries or Christmas None the Kitcher, and I was consulting my family to see which names they liked the best, and every single one of them seemed to have the same opinion, that they would be happy with any of those URLs except for the Lady Spanishes. They all hated the Lady Spanishes, and I got all indignant because I thought that it was a hilarious pun of The Lady Vanishes, the Hitchcock film, so I used it despite the fact that it didn't make sense and that I can't Spanish and that everyone hated it. Yeah, that's probably a terrible insight into my personality right there. Marcus Olegario says, if you can have any song play to announce your entrance into a room, what would your theme be? Okay, I've been thinking about this all afternoon and I still can't quite come up with an answer. I mean, maybe it would be Please don't hate me because I'm trendy. Or yeah, this party started on a Saturday night. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Or maybe everybody loves me, baby. Or here comes the sun. Or maybe even but I think you get the point. Both the lyrics and the music need to scream, I'm really amazing. Pay attention to how amazing I am. Jason Allen, are you going to do any Welsh mythology, seeing as your favorite dragon myth is about the dragon on our flag? Yes, I'm planning on doing Welsh mythology, and I've been reading up on it because I've got the Mabinogion. As you can tell, the main barrier to this is pronunciation, because I can't pronounce any of these characters' names because you guys like hate vowels or something. Paul Gerish, we know you love or at least appreciate myths, but what about fables, tall tales, folklore, and urban legends? Do you have any favorites? Funny you should ask. I've actually been planning for a little while, and I'm hoping to start working on actually producing soon a series for this channel where I talk about fairy tales in the same sort of a way that I talk about myths. So by the way, if you have any favorite fairy tales, let me know in the comments so that I can, you know, work out what ones I'm gonna start with. But I love folklore and fairy tales and all those sorts of things. Thank you for sending in your questions, everyone. You did not disappoint. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get to everyone's questions. I'm thinking I might go through and answer lots of your questions where you've written them on Twitter or Tumblr or wherever it is that you left your question. But for now, thank you for celebrating my 1 year with me. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. If you're new here, please do subscribe for weekly videos here, and you can also go and check out my fortnightly mythology vlogs on the Geek and Sundry Vlogs channel. It's only a few days now until I fly off to the US to attend VidCon, so hopefully I might see some of you there. Like and share this video and all of those things. Now that is it, I am done, and I will see you guys some other time.